Hi everyone, it's Kathy Schmitt, the Backyard Stamper. Tonight I'm going to show you the alternatives that I made um, using the Sparkling Celebrations Paper Pumpkin Kit from May 2026. My friend Debbie Frank, who is also on YouTube as Frankly Stamping, she and I collaborate and we do paper pumpkin alternatives for our customers or downline that have subscribed to Paper Pumpkin. So we do that once a month. And together we've come up with some awesome ideas. If you're new to my channel, please, you can sign up for my newsletter by going to this QR code. If you have any questions, please email me, Kathy@backyardstamper.com. And if you see anything that you like and maybe want to subscribe to the Paper Pumpkin, you can shop at my store, kathyschmitt.stampinup.net, and you'll find the Paper Pumpkin. What Paper Pumpkin is it comes every week, every month, and it's a surprise. It's a surprise box in the mail that you get. And so when we sometimes get to see a sneak peek, but not always, and it's not much of a sneak peek. So you get all of the supplies that are shown here, including this stamp set. The ink spot that came with this one is Misty Moonlight. They also give you the listing of coordinating colors, and the kit makes 9 cards. So you can make them as the directions say, and the cards come out lovely. But it's really fun for Debbie and I to host this Paper Pumpkin Craft Along for our Paper Pumpkin customers. And together we've come up and made ourselves grow. So let me show you some of the cards that we made the other night. So I've got this one here, which is a fun fold. It opens like that, and then also like that. We're going to make this one tonight. Debbie made this one. This is a pull-out card. It reveals the message, and you could put a gift card on the back if you wanted and have that be a little gift. And oops, just got to get it under that corner there, like so. And then we also decorated the inside, so that was fun. Clever with the pullout. This is one I made with the lanterns, and this card here took 2 of these card bases. So the first one is just as is. I didn't even cut the back off. The second one, I used the back on another card, and I fussy cut around this row of light bulbs. And then I did the same here. And on this one, I just kind of went in and out really quickly. And, you know, as you can see, it's not a perfect cut job. And then I popped them up, and these little lights were extra doodads we got in the kit. So I've got 2 medium and 2 large. And then from the rest of the card front that I had after I had cut my light bulbs, I still had all this section right here available. So I stamped on there and punched it out with our rectangle punch, and I tried to get it right where the card was. So I thought that was kind of clever. Okay, this one here, Debbie designed as a shaker card. I mean, who doesn't love shakers? This one just lended itself right to it. And another card that Debbie made. I love these kind of cards. You cut the front from the edge down to the score mark at 1 1/4, and you flip it over and do it again. That will give you these 2 strips, which then we glued down and left this middle flap able to open. So Debbie had this nice addition of twine, the lamppost, these two light bulbs, and this starburst that came in the kit. And this one we're going to make tonight. This is, I call it a high-low card because it's high, then low, then high, then low. But I know there's another name for it. It's not an eclipse card, I don't think. But there, I'll think about what the name of it is. But for now, I'm going to call it a high-low card. So these are two that we're going to make. And we're also going to make this one. And I realized that I put my lanterns upside down, but you know what? I was consistent. I did them both times. So that's okay. So I think that was all of the alternatives that we made for our paper pumpkin night. Plus, you got to also, you could make the cards in the kit. Plus, I have another card front. I've got a bunch of envelopes. I've got some fireworks and lampposts. I've still got a lot that I can still make some more. But I thought these were my favorite cards, so I wanted to show you that. Okay, so for the first one, let's see here. I've got my supplies. This is a thick basic white. And this is the back of one of the cards. Let me see which one it might be. Not that one. Is it the light bulb? I don't remember which one it is, but it's the back of one of the cards here. And so I trimmed this down to 4 by 5 1/4. So I am going to attach that on the front. Like so. And then I'm going to take my card front, I've cut the back off, and I've got a variety of punches here. So I'm going to, this is a 2 1/4 inch punch. So I am going to start punching a bunch of circles. So I've got 1 7/8. Okay, and then I've got 1 3/4. And I've got my 1 1/2. I'm going to punch one down here in the yellow and another one up here and get some of that purple and stars in there. Okay, and I got room. I can squeeze one more in or use that on a tag. So just 5 random circles. You can use whatever punch size you have in your stash, or you can cut them with dies as well. All right, so now I've got this. So now I've got my my lanterns, and I think I'm going to just kind of arrange my circles here. So I got the 2 of this kind, but I'm gonna turn one. I'll keep them enough apart that you won't be able to tell. And then well, I mean, you can tell, but it's not gonna bother anybody. And then this one. So nice little assortment there. And we'll start attaching. So I definitely want the yellow to show because I don't have much yellow. And let's see, I taped down an orange one down here. And I think I'm going to have the purple at the bottom on an angle, like so. And then the rest get popped up. So I usually use 3 dimensionals on a circle and just kind of make a cluster in the middle, because that way you can overlap or tuck leaves under whatever you happen to be making with your circles. Normally I would be live, but I'm helping my parents tonight, so I didn't want to miss showing you the alternatives. So I did a recording. Okay, and we got this one. We're going to tuck this under. Let's see here. I'm going to reverse that and do, well, I'm going to do the purple touching this yellow. And then I've got more purple, but that's all right because that's going to be a different color. Isn't that fun? So a great way. This is a great layout that you can use really on any designer paper or paper pumpkin kit that you have leftovers. Just punch a bunch of circles out with them. All right, and then it came with a banner, so let me stamp that one. I've got all my stamps mounted. What did I do with that time to create one? I used all of the stamps that plus a couple extra. The only one I didn't use is You're Invited. So I have to just see. Oh, here it is. I got it. I got it. And then I'm going to use my full size Misty Moonlight instead of the spot. Wishing you happiness. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh, you know what? I know what I wanted to show you a technique. Hold on. That would be fun though. We'll try this, and if it doesn't work, then we'll go back to the drawing board. Okay, so my stamp is cleaned off. Let me just test that on a piece of paper. Here's my scrap paper. Okay, the stamp is clean. So I am going to cover up a bigger piece of tape. I was a little stingy with my tape. I'm going to cover up the top part of the words, time to, leaving just the celebrate part. And then I'm going to ink it up. The tip of the night is don't forget to take your tape off. There. Lovely. And then I'm going to make sure I clean that stamp really well. Test it on my scrap paper again to make sure I did get all of that blue off. It looks pretty good. And I'm going to do the same thing and cover celebrate. There. Don't forget, take your tape off. All right, and then I'm going to put that right there. Look, and from a square stamp, we made a banner. So that's a little tip for you. You can use your Scotch tape. Sometimes you can stamp and do it like stamp the top and not the bottom. The tape works almost every time, so why fuss, right? And then, oh, I'm doing something wrong. So I've got my words here, and I wanted to put, these are going to be okay if I put them down here. I just want to make sure I'm not doubling up where my dimensional went. Or I can double them up. Let's do it this way and double pop this side. I like that idea. So this one's going to be on a dimensional. These are going to be on dimensionals. And this end one's going to be on a double dimensional. Time to celebrate. Just want to make sure that that double dimensional is also not overlapping. There. A little crooked. Let's see if we can straighten that out. I was trying to avoid this dimensional showing. Oh, and it's a good idea, that good thing I did that, because this dimensional still had the top on. There. What do you think? And then they didn't give very many gems this time. I'm not sure what that was all about, but we are going to go ahead. This is a perfect card to use the big rhinestones on. See, these were the gems they gave us. Big, kind of chunky, silvery ones. But this is perfect to use these big guys on. Sometimes I find those are hard. So we're just going to put those all around. There we go. Card number 1 that we're making. Pretty easy, huh? All right, and so let me move that out of the way. Let's do the high-low card. So what I did was I took a card base, and it looked like this. Half of it. I cut it right, well, actually, before I did it, I opened it flat and stamped my bushes. So I didn't really know what this was until Debbie told me. It's like it makes a silhouette of bushes or trees in the background. So that's what I did here. And what I did is I stamped all the way across, so I could do 2 cards at once. Then I cut right on the score line, 1/2 inch, all the way across to for 1 card front, and then I did the second one too. So these are what my pieces look like. Now we have to put them back in order. Let's see what this is going to look like here. It goes there. Okay, let's do it out here so that we don't have to move it again. I think that's over here. Okay, and we can go by our trees too. Okay, these 2 are out here. Okay, I'm missing a bush there, right here. And I'm missing a little, that goes there. So this one comes in between. There we go. Then this one. So I had them all in order, and then as I was getting ready to do my recording, I messed everything up. So that's why, but it's fine. We will figure this out. Nope, this one goes over here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. I think that one goes over there. Alrighty, now, here we go. Here we go. I got it. I think I've got it. Okay, let's see. I feel like this tree should be over here. Okay, so then I keep moving my trees because it keeps looking like they're not stamped right, but those definitely go together there. All right, here we go. We're going to slide those in. That is my high-low card. Don't fiddle with it. Okay, I need this. This one goes here because that's the other half of this one. But I feel like this tree got cut off somehow. Maybe these go on this side. Sorry, everybody. All right, those go like that. There we go. By George, I think we've got it. There we go. And then this and that. There we go. I had them on the wrong side. This one, I think this one goes back over here. There we go. There, now our bushes are all connecting. And then this one stays out here. All right, so there we go. We've got our scene. And then I just started gluing from the side, and I think I'm going to start from, yeah, I started from the fold, and the reason why is because if you had to trim a little, it will be, you want it on, not on the fold side. All right, so let me just scoot these over without messing up the order here. All right, here we go. So I didn't cut my card base down at all. I just cut it in 1/2-inch strips. Now these foam adhesive strips are great for this technique because it's like a huge dimensional. So I just had to put one down and add a couple of dimensionals at the bottom. My dimensional backings are flying all over the place tonight. Okay, and then I'm going to put that down, take my tops off. But I got a lot of glue on my fingers. And I'm going to butt it right up next to it without overlapping. Because you don't want to, you want to keep the strips straight, but you also don't want to have a gap. So there's that one. This one will go low again. Isn't this fun? Sorry, I meant to have the strips on for you guys so you didn't have to wait for that. This one goes high. Somebody's going to tell me what the name of this really is, this card. I don't mind calling it the high-low card, right? Okay, so I'm going to need a couple more strips, so I'm just going to cut some right now. I think one more. I really like using these the big dimensionals. So I've got that, and then I need two on the bottom. And did that one go over the side a little bit? There. I feel like these are also a little more forgiving than regular dimensionals as far as if you mislay something, you can kind of peel it back up. Regular dimensionals, not so much. Oops, I just dropped that down. There we go. I'm keeping it straight. This one goes low. Fun technique. You can do this with absolutely any image, any designer paper, stamped images, anything you like. And it's kind of a neat way to present a picture a little differently. So almost done with that one. I got one more low, and then I'll end with a high. Ending with a high note. Perfect. Let's see how close I'm going to get. Oh, I am going to be perfectly aligned. This one I had to trim a little bit, so I'm glad this one that we're working on right now is working out just fine and dandy. Okay. I hope you guys give Paper Pumpkin a try, and you'll have to let me know in the comments if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. That mouse has been in the way the whole time, and it didn't need to be. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I am going to open my card up. This is going to overlap just a slight bit onto the little low strip next to it, but it's perfect that I don't need to do any trimming at all. There. Look at that. Isn't that fun? And so then I took one of these starbursts and did Time to Celebrate, and I did it the normal way, didn't fancy it up. On this starburst, which is so cute. Okay, and then I'm going to pop that up. And let's see here. I'm going to put it right about here. Now these I'm going to pop up as well. So I'm going to put one there. And I got a little one. Could put a little one up here. Right there. So if we do that, we can put this here, and I can put that one, or let's do this. I like that double right there. And this one here, we'll have to just go there. Okay, so now for my dimensionals, I'm going to still do my triangle, but I'm going to stretch it over to here. So they're all going to be on the pop. So it's almost like these are getting double popped. time to celebrate. And then this is also going to seem like it's getting double popped. And that's okay. Like so. You just want to make sure it stays on, doesn't fall down in the crack there. There. Isn't that fun? So that's card number 2 that we're going to make. And the last one is a really fun fold. So what I did was I have my basic white thick. When on our paper pumpkin alternative night, Debbie and I tend to use the white thick so that everything will, I'm going to just flip that over and put that on the back. So everything just matches up nicely with the white. All right, so I've got my card back here, right here. And what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to score at a 1/2 inch with the 4.5 inch side at the top. Okay. Let me just double check that measurement here. Yes. And then, oh, you know what? I think I did have this cut down a little bit. 4 by 5.25. Nope, I took a 1/4 inch off the 5.5 inch side. That's what I did. So it's still 4 1/4 by 5.25 is your starting piece. I scored this at a 1/2 inch right there. Then I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to cut it in half. So if that was 5, it'd be 5 1/8. 5 5/8, sorry. So I've got 2 pieces like that. Then I need to cut my envelope. And the easiest way that I found to cut the envelopes is cover the black lines with your envelope flap and start with your blade at the top and pull down. That seems to get them trimmed up nicely. If you try to push up, it will get caught right on this part. And the envelopes do kind of come out a little raggy, but it's okay for what we're doing right now. I got a piece stuck down in my trimmer. There we go. Got it. All right. See, I got these dimensional backs everywhere. All right, and then I need a piece that is, let me double check my measurement, because it was only last night that I made this card and, I can't remember already. All right, so it is 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. That doesn't seem right, but that's what we're going with. So I really like the blue, so I'm just going to cut a little bit after the score line. And then I'm going to come over here and cut it at 3 3/4, like so. And we're going to trim that down to 5 1/4. All right. That is, save these little strips because you can decorate the inside of your card. Right, that's all the cutting for this card. Now we have to do our stamping. So let's put this stuff here. And I'm going to use a happy birthday from a different set. This is Patterns of Friendship. That is retired. I'm using Hip Hip Hooray from the Balloon Festoon. And then I'm also using Time to Celebrate. So I'm going to stamp this in, let's see here. I kind of like the purple. I'm going to do Gorgeous Grape for this one. And let's see here. What did I? Oh, that was the Misty Moonlight. Hold on, I got to do that one. Misty Moonlight. All right, let's mute this guy so it doesn't get any more dirtier than it was. I love that pattern of friendship so much. Okay. And then my white piece gets stamped. We're going to do that in Misty Moonlight as well. Right here. Okay. So now I can put those aside and close this one up. Now we can have some fun with the colors. So I need to stamp some fireworks. So I'm going to use a bunch of different colors. I've got Gorgeous Grape. And then you have to clean it really well in between because one of the colors is Daffodil Delight. And I don't want these colors to get mixed terribly. I'm going to go ahead and do my Daffodil Delight now. Close that one up. Fun, huh? With the fireworks. Do you guys like to go to fireworks shows? My parents, before they moved, lived on a lake, and we used to just float on their or sit on their pontoon boat. Sometimes we went out into the middle, and we watched the fireworks. The neighbors would shoot them off, and it was the best fireworks show ever. All right, and then we've got, doesn't that look fun? Looks like somebody's having a party. Okay. And then the last piece to stamp with some color. Let me shut the mambo. The melon mambo. Are some stars. Okay. All right. And then I just need a scrap of white to stamp my Hip Hip Hooray in. Let's see if I can find one. Yes, I've got one right here. And I am going to do that in Melon Mambo because it shows up really good on the front. The Misty Moonlights, like I've already got a lot of blue going on. So Hip Hip Hooray from Balloon Festoon. Just get my fingernail back. Oh, that hurt. All right. So I'm just going to give that a second to dry. I've got this. I'm just checking it. I'm going to fold on these score lines and burnish. And if I measured it correctly, it should. I'm going to just zip just a smidge off that side. Just a smidge. Let's see here. If you cover the black on your trimmer, that's a smidge. Like move it over so that it covers this black strip. All right, so then I've got this. Yep, perfect. And let's add a little bit of glue to that. And then all you want to do is make sure this is at the bottom. So wrap it around to the back, and you just want to make sure It's all the way at the bottom. Okay. Then do the same thing with this one. What's really nice about this particular card base is, see, I cut it like this, but when you flip it upside down, you can't tell that I just put that upside down. So I just want to make sure, yep, it looks like it's going to fit perfectly. Add my glue. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to make sure that it's all the way at the bottom. And using the liquid glue lets me have a chance to push it if I need to. I want to make sure that's butted up. Everybody's snug as a bug in a rug. Okay, so I've got my little two-way door here. This one did not go in all the way, I don't think. There we go. Much snugger. All right. And then we're going to attach this whole thing to the back of my white card. The envelopes don't provide any stability for your cards, so it's nice to use them as a layer as long as you have something else that will, they're not supporting the card, in other words. All right. And I know I got a little gap there, but I'm going to hide that. All right. So I think I'm done with the glue. And I've got my punch right here. This is that new rectangle punch. It's fantastic. This is one that will never, ever leave my collection because I love the rounded corners. Okay. Now I've got this sheet of the fireworks, and it conveniently has a straight edge on the fireworks, which, haha, is perfect for me because I am going to layer this right here. Now you got to watch these little pieces here that they stay to the left of that fold line. Otherwise, it catches when you open it. So here's my trick with the dimensionals. When you have a place you can't go past, put your dimensionals at the top of that, right? And then you can load up the bottom. So you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm going to go too far, because this is where your last ones would be. All right, let's see how I did. Yep, and I need one more right there because I could feel it not, or being a little saggy there. All right, let's check it. All right, that's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Let's actually go up a little bit. Let's check, because I've got some right here and nothing right there. Let me add a little strip right there. That's a lot of dimensionals, and I didn't really mean to put that many on here. But it's fine, right? They are fun, they're easy, they're inexpensive, they add a lot to your card. And who doesn't like to have these dimensional backings everywhere in your house, right? Okay. There we go. So by stopping at that part, I didn't want to put any dimensionals past this line. And then this one is going to get some right here. That's going to go right at the top here, like like so. And then I think I have a little one here too. Let me see. Yes. Did I need one to hide that where I could put it? If I'm going to hide it, I got to put it there. That doesn't really go. So I'm just going to leave it off. And that's okay that it doesn't meet right there. I'm okay with it. And we'll put our dimensionals here. Again, I'm putting them where I don't want it to go past. I'm going to put one here in the middle, and then it will get taped down the rest of the way. So let's see here. This is where I need my tape. There. And you can go past a little bit because it's not going to impede anything. I love it. Isn't that cute? And we need some bling for sure on this one. Let's put some big bling on here. Let's see. I had one down here. One up here. And another one kind of in there. And we'll do 5. This is a special card. There we go. I'll put one right here. And so you open it, and you open it, and then you open it. So fun cards. And let me show you all the cards again. And if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin through me at my kathyschmitt.stampinup.net store, or Debbie Frank.stampinup. Well, I don't know if hers is Debbie Frank, but it's Frankly Stamping on YouTube. So I don't know if she uses that as her Stampin' Up store or not. But so if you purchase the Paper Pumpkin from either Debbie or myself, then you can join us next month. We usually do the last Monday or Tuesday. Depends on our schedule of each month. I'm just showing you these cards here. And then don't forget Debbie's pullout card. That makes a great little gift card with the little sneak peek inside. And a shaker. Fun. And this split centerfold, center flap, I guess, and just glue that down. Easy peasy, and Debbie even left the back on it. So you don't have to take them all apart if you don't want to. And then this one is one of my favorite. I just love the way this light bulb string came out. So I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that. And then I had one more of these. And that's it, you guys. So thank you so much for coming on. And again, I'm sorry I wasn't here live, but enjoy the rest of your night and give these card designs a try with your materials and see what you can come up with. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, please.